G'day friends and fans, welcome to Tabletop News. I'm your host, the author David Applegate. Long awaited The Erotic Tales from the Empire Part 1 was released months ago. I got Part 2 out, and now, thanks to support, I can now get the covers for Part 3 and begin editing it. Now Part 4 and 5 are written. So yeah, thank you to everybody who supported the channel, and of course, just as a disclaimer, I'm not paid by Bundle of Holding. I do have some affiliate links in the description below for Drive-Through RPG, but other than that, I'm funded through Patreon, my book sales, etc. And thanks to the support I've gotten, I've gotten some new artwork, and I'll be releasing some of that soon-ish, probably a month. So again, thank you. A lot of the old artwork is being edited, new backgrounds, some of the color correction to add more vibrant, to make it more vibrant. So there's a lot of changes coming to the Patreon over the coming year. Probably getting also new artwork, to reframe, probably put up a frame or something so can protect the bottom layer, shrink the window a little bit, just a lot of trying to improve everything basically while I've got the help and support of a new artist, thanks to support. But of course that doesn't mean I don't need your support, because there's still book 4 and 5 that needs to be done. Anyway, thank you. And now on to the Bundle of Holding, my favourite site. Those who know me know that I do love my table. I do love me tabletop. I started on D&D. Shadowrun, my favourite. I do like the science fantasy, as you can tell by future fantasy. I had a character, though it's been reworked, but Bright Neon was my character. He's a human mage. Started in Shadowrun, briefly into Rifts, through, of course, a Rift from an alternative world, and has found himself king of this fallen human empire. And of course, I got a lot to do there before I could put that to pen to paper. I still haven't done the serial killer, who I was recommended to do in first person, believe it or not. I apologise for that. There's a lot of stuff that I know that I haven't gotten around to. I apologise. I know some people probably left because of it, but it is what it is, right? It's, if you don't have enough funding, right, you have to do other things to get money to get projects done. And not every project I've done, yes, I remember my failed Kickstarter. Yeah, if that hadn't failed, I'd probably be well ahead by now. But, it is what it is, right? But as a disclosure, I'm going to remind you that I am not paid by Bundle of Holding or anybody else. I make my money primarily through a meager income from my writing, from my Patreon, from my merch, I really make almost nothing on advertising revenue, right? You've got to have like 20,000 now just to even get minimum wage. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is, right? So I do have the affiliates links in Drive-Through. I don't know how far they're going to go with these disclosures that YouTube's talking about, but if it gets that far, I don't know. I mean, does everybody need to know exactly how much everybody's getting paid these days? I don't know, right? But things are bad if I'm going to if I need to push Raid Shadow Legends, right? Although I think you need a minimum of 5,000 subscribers for that one. But there's some, really interesting role-playing games out there now. And Tales of the Variant, however, is Black Flag Fantasy. It is from Cobalt Press, $24.95 for the single collection. It's a D&D 5th edition alternative. Literally is still compatible with D&D 5th edition. This was a $1 million+ Kickstarter. This is successful, to say the least, of probably the most successful alternative D&D out there, other than Pathfinder. But I don't think Pathfinder, when it launched, was this big. But then again, sometimes you start big and end up small. Sometimes you get off to a good start and you're a one-hit wonder. But Pathfinder has grown and growing, and I'm not bringing it up. I'm just saying, as a matter of history, this is probably if you're into D&D, this will probably be of interest. Now, these is all new tales. This is a bundle which includes the core rulebook. So, you have the player's guide, build your world, craft your adventures, run your game with the Gamemasters guide, and of course populate it with all manner of monsters from the Monster Vault. And to get you started in the Valiant adventures are 5 little adventures. You have the adventures of Dib, a halfling, chewer, master wrestler, wheel vehicle enthusiast, and terror of the roadways, roars up and down in this classic adventure with the impregnable fortress and wagon of doom. Introductory adventures, all of them. Shards of the Spellforge is about the recent discovery of magical advanced ruin from a bygone era. The Trouble at Mossmill Mill, of course, is an ancient wood filled with kobold raiders. The Sea of Bones is about going to an arcane prison to stop the awakening of the Void Dragon by battling renegade priests and void skeletons and more. Save the very fabric of reality. Last but not least is the Caverns of the Sporelord, a dungeon crawl or cave complex where you have the microlid inhabitants with problems of their own. All interesting little adventures. The way I look at it is you're getting 5 adventures for $24.95. That's basically 5 movies for less than the cost of a premium movie ticket. So it is. That's how I measure value, and it is good value. Now, the Traveller Ancients, we go from fantasy to science fiction. Well, this actually delves into science fantasy. Traveller Ancients is a campaign for this is an epic campaign for Mongoose Traveller, where you deal with a trilogy. Now, for just $17.95, you get all 3 parts of this epic, where you deal with the mysteries of the ancients. You start with the poem, a horribly written poem, allegedly, and about an ambush convoy, survivors' discovery of a wondrous technological palace. So you set off on a bizarre adventure in the Gilson subsector. And in the second part, the mysteries of the ancients take you to the Museum of the Ancients on a doomed planet, with shoutouts to mercenaries and a showdown with the agents of the ancients themselves, and you find proof of something is coming. So you discover the ancients and deal with their... Well, did you defeat an ancient? You're now having to deal with a telepathic nightmare, a crashed vessel on an isolated moon, a reign of terror, and the something is growing in power and developing superhuman abilities, learn to become something. This is going into the realm of science fantasy, but still. So you have the discovery, the confrontation, and the finale. Or is it? Now, of course, with Traveller, you need the core rules. This is just the campaign. Now with the rules, there's the starter collection, $12.95, or you level up and get additional supplements, which I always recommend you do. This is the 2022 Traveller Exploration Bundle, the first of two offers on Bundle of Holding. You start everything starts here with just the core rules. 3 titles in the core rule set, $12.95, but level up, pay the threshold price of $20.58, and you also get 6 more titles. In the core rule set, this was up the updated second edition released originally in 2022. Behind the Claw is the sector book for the Spinwood Marches and the Deneb sector. Sword Worlds is a complex and dangerous territory on the outer edge outside the Imperium. Remnants of an ancient civil war, and confront it's adventure where it's adventure and a territory where you confront agents of the Imperium. Now you have Alien Level Up, which I recommend you do. And you get Aliens of Charted Space Volumes 1 and 2. This is a guide to 7 alien spacefaring races, some of which are already known. Traveller. This is Gandavesk is a campaign for the Sword Worlds. Your crew members aboard the Skander. You're out there on a voyage through the Danan and Five Sister sector. On your way home, there's more than just profits and paydays. There's reputations, hidden agendas, and cross-border politics of the region to deal with. A background for the mission. This provides a background for the mission, the ship, a crew, opportunities for incidents, side trips, and mishaps, which could all be adapted to future campaigns. Now, Spinwood Marches, additional source books for the Bowman Arm, a section of the Spinwood, and the Shield Worlds, a group of stars on the border between the Third Imperium and the Sword Worlds. And the Deneb sector. Traveller Deneb, the Lost Duke, is a recovery mission that turns into a rebellion. There's the dangerous fauna, but the people are happy. But happiness does not last. So that's Traveller 1 and 2. Next we have Worlds Without Number, an interesting sandbox fantasy role-playing game from Kevin Crawford of Stars Without Number fames from. Numberless Worlds collection is $12.95. in which you get the DR and all DR and 3, of course, which is set in the future of Ladder Earth. Now, Ladder Earth, a time-lost sorcery and barbaric splendor, cold steel and half understood magic, helps you face beasts, autonoma, bioweapons, blighted remnants of ancient aliens, and of course dealing with the remnants of the fallen kingdoms. That you are in a post-apocalyptic Earth. It's not just a game of steel and sorcery, however, this is a sandbox. This book gives you everything you need to build a sandbox and then play in it. By play, I mean explore, meet new creatures, and terminate them. Now, Worlds Without Number Deluxe has everything you need to build a kingdom, a town, a world, places of interest, histories, societies, government, religions, all that. Right? Combat and exploration. It's a 4X game, but more explore and exterminate than anything else. Yeah, so 2X. Atlas of the Earth gives you everything you need, right? A world of sorcery, daring blades, chaos regions, major land maps, classes, beasts, optional rules for low and no magic, additional foci, character motivations, system neutral backgrounds, seagoing rules, naval combat. Yeah. And last but not least is an introductory Latter Earth adventure for novices, where you creep through the chilled pine forest to discover the Diocese of Manfroid, a hard-pressed kingdom in the Latter Earth, a wild land of isolated villages and fearsome foes. Proud folk cling to their faith and heroic past, trusting in both to drive back the countless foes. It's a complete campaign with beasts, name tables, retainers, crime, taxes, and other areas of interest, including a beginner dungeon. Next, we have Magical Kitties. Magical Kitties, $14.95, gives you a all-ages tabletop role-playing game from Atlas, where you deal with the everyday problems of Magical Kitty. Danger lurks around every corner, hide in the forest waiting for children to stray from the path, aliens wear masks that look human and take over the earth, children move to a new school where nobody wants a friend, there's hyper-intelligent raccoons, and more. For $14.95 you get Save the Day, a Game Master Kit, an introductory adventure where you solve the mystery of the cursed mirror, a dangerous magical item that turns anyone who gazes into it into a statue. And it's from the Kitty Noir hometown. Now, there are 6 hometowns. You have the Alien Invasion, Fantasia, this is towering castles, enchanted treasures, and feuding royal families and mythical creatures. Kitty Noir is Noir detectives. You know, you deal with jewel thieves, kidnappers, and blackmailers. Mars Colony is times are tough for the Red Planet. You have magic, sandworms, alien artifacts, and transcendental beings. Toon meets Heidelman. Alright, power up. You ready to power up and confront the Mecha Raccoon? Journey to alien planets, leap through time, confront dark truths of the secret origin. 36 new powers, plus bonuses for those you already have. Rules for kitties who can control shadows, create magical art, or eat anything. Last but not least is the Wild Ones. basically, in the vast wilderness beyond the normal town live brave kiddies. They have to deal with problems such as wild animals, pesky forest fairies, and the occasional Bigfoot. But there's a strange interloper in their territory. Game for all ages. Next up, we have Shadowrun, the 5th edition Mega Bundle is sourcebooks. For $19.95, you get the Seattle sourcebook set. Level up, which I recommended you get additional sourcebooks for the threshold price of $32.46 to get 11 more titles along with the starter collection. In the starter collection, you have the Seattle Sprawl, which is a digital box set all about Seattle in 2081. Better Than Bad is a guide to hoarding. It's a better way to live. You rob from the rich, give to the poor, and engage in shadow running for the sake of helping others and righting wrongs. Better Than Bad includes information on a hotspot for righting wrongs, Pretoria, the African nation of Azania. Next up, we have the complete Trog, the Orc and Troll. Trog was meant as a racial slur, but they've punched back, and this is a guide for Troll and Orcs to see what it's like as a Trog in a corp. There are, of course, culture, adding depth to your Orc or Troll character, and on top of that, gear and life modules to expand on your character background. Next up, we have Shadowrun Coyotes, a complete package for cross-border transit. Now, crossings aren't easy. You need a coyote, a trained professional with the nerves of steel and steady hands to help you sneak, talk, walk, or blast your way through almost every border. And you have to dig deep and pay the price. Now, this is a wealth of information on border crossings, including tactics for Shadowrun and adventures around borders in Shadowrun. Now, the Neo-Anarchist Guide is a guide to the Shadowverse of 2081. Now, in this, you have Shadowrunners, politicians, and other background information on nations, cities, and organized crime, and Shadowrunners. This is everything you need to know about the streets. Now, this is published for Shadowrun and is a rules-agnostic setting material for any edition of Shadowrun. No Future is about the Tread, the three-dimensional broadcast network where you have tread dramas, pirate treadcasts, truth tellers, and, of course, attention seekers. They're out of patience and everyone else is out of time. The voices will be heard. This is a guide to culture, including music, movies, series, media, sports, and the underground voices that demand attention. It's a cyberpunk sourcebook that deals the culture and life of the Sixth World setting. Now, apart from 9 pages of rules in the appendix, this works with any Shadowrun edition. Now, 10 terrorists are groups who spill blood for their politics. They have a reason for their killing. They have a motive. How unjustifiable their acts, however, and that's where you come in. You infiltrate them, avoid them, or deal with their fallout. 10 terrorists adds threats to any Shadowrun game. Level up, which I recommend you do. You well worth it with Book of the Lost. It is a series of adventure hooks and adventure seeds. A treasure trove of ideas, mysteries, and enigma to expand on any Shadowrun game. Court of Shadows is a alternative Shadowrun campaign where the humans have entered the realm of the Fae, the Court of Shadows, the Sealy Court. It's an alternative setting, emphasizes the magic and intrigue of the Sealy Court. It's a setting with characters and plot details. as well as information on using Shadowrun 5. Characters in the Sealy Court represents new ways to play Shadowrun, and the magical intrigue of the Plane of Fairies, capturing magic of the dream world and preventing its fall. Next up, we have 5 city guides. The city by the Shadow of Boot is in the Sioux Nation. Metropole is in the awakened country of Amazonia, ruled by the great dragon Hulalapa. And then we have San Francisco Metroplex, a form of it's imperialist fascist General Sato is now out of power. The Bay Area is now a single sprawl, united stew for Shadowrunners. It's full of information on and guides to Shadowrunning in San Francisco. And 6 more source books. These are 6 guides to Casablanca Rabat on Africa's north coast, Cheyenne, Morocco, and parts of the Sioux Nation and its culture and politics. One big, amazing, mega pack. Well, worth it. Now, however, you need the core rules, and that's where the Shadowrun Essentials pack comes in. Core rules, $14.95. Get you the starter collection, but if you pay above the threshold price of $30.92, you level up and also get 8 more supplements. In the core collection, you get Shadowrun 5th edition, the guide to everything Shadowrun to get you started. Now, Run Faster is the player's guide, gives you more information on new meta types and fleshing out your characters in different ways, including an alternative character creation method. Chrome Flesh is a guide to augmentations, whether it be cyberware, bioware, gene tech, or nanotech. This is break down, of course, how runners break down, what resources you need to fix them, and what augmentation tech might go in the future. Bonus collection, level up, which I recommend you do. You get Run and Done. A combat expansion. These are combat rules, including martial arts, weapons, unit tactics, and kill shots. Street Grimoire is a guide to spells, rituals, alchemic preparations, adept powers, and meta magics, all to help the Shadowrun world of magic, and information on magic, such as magical societies and traditions. Data trails, a core guide to the Matrix, including qualities, programs, gears, and more. A complete guide to hacking in Shadowrun. Whereas this is Rigger is all about drones, hot rods, jet planes, speedboats, and every other kind of vehicle. New vehicles and drones, new combat rules, and pretty much how to keep the Rigger alive. Forbidden Arcana is the advanced rules for magic in Shadowrun. Summoning spirits, new awakened characters, and more breaking out, more ways to use mana. Break out of the traditional mold and use mana in different ways. Right, Howling Shadows is Guide to Critters. Kill Code. Kill Code is some secret codes buried in the Matrix waiting to be executed. It's like there are many firearms. Your job is to make sure these kill codes are pointed in the right direction, and when they go off, not if. Right, so this is hacking and hackers and guides to building ace deckers, and of course dozens of new operations for technomancers. The last but not least is Street Lethal, combat options that grant precise power, data tools and options for players to maximize combat, whether it be security, mercenaries, or truckload of firearms. This is everything you need to make sure you're the last man standing in any fight. Next up, we have Shadowrun 5th edition missions. Various missions and scenarios for Shadowrun. Now, starter collection $14.95 to get you started. You get 7 complete missions, however, for $14.95. However, pay above the threshold price of $30.71. You level up and also get 8 more source books and scenarios. So you have 3 standalone scenarios and 4 Shadowrun convention scenarios. So you have Boundless Mercy, involving fierce gangs and wild critters and a magical society. Firing Line takes you into the coast of Seattle, the islands off the coast of Seattle, or to tightly guarded streets of Manhattan. Survive Bogota and more. London Falling is, as its name says, being a runner in London. Spore Wilds is about Seattle and its dark spots, from the fortress-like barons to the hidden clinics, various smugglers, police officers, passionate activists, and more, and at least one deranged killer. Someone got a mirror. Alright, so level up, which I recommend you do. You get campaign source books. This is the cognitive fragmentation disorder. This is a infection of nanites that override the victim's personality. This is Boston Lockdown, the Shadowrun game. Although I think it's offline now. But yeah, basically people's minds, the world's in chaos. People's minds have been infected by nanites. They're losing their personalities, losing their memories. You start in Manhattan, then there's a lockdown in Shadowrun. This is the details for Boston. Dark terrors. Yeah, go to the hidden corners of the Sixth World. You discover bug spirits devouring corporations from within. Bloody Business is about fight between Neonet and Evo and the fallout of the CFD virus and Ares and the Aslan Amazonia War and the Jap Corps and more. But then you get into market panic, where the 10 corporations are reeling with scandals, disasters, and crippling attacks from everyone and everything. And this is the state of the Big Ten after the CFD. And then we have Denver Trilogy. This is a return to Denver. Denver in 2061 was during the era of the comet, the Great White Dragon Ghostwalker took over and pretty much started the fall of the world. Well, in his eyes, the awakening. Now, in this, you have, this is a 3-part series set in the current era of Shadowrun 5. So you return to Denver in 2081 to confront the dark secrets of Denver. And you start with a simple bombing plot, and then you're investigating a false flag and discover the culprit that is trying to start a war, and then final showdown where reality seems to be tearing itself apart. And that's a day ending in Y in the Shadowrun universe. Last but not least is the Forged 3 bundle. Now this is all games based on Blades in the Dark, starting off with the starter collection $9.95, and you can level up $9.95 gives you 3 complete games at a bargain, but a threshold price of $20.09. You level up and get the entire bonus collection with 4 more games. Now, in the starter collection, you get A Family of Blades. This is basically a crime drama. Team of criminals becomes a family. They break up. Now they're back together for one last job. Lots of betrayals and drama behind the scenes. Can you get the job done? Now, Disaster Wing is a mecha game of future adolescents and giant robots. The future's down to you. Before you're fully grown up, you find yourself in a giant spaceship pedaling through space, fleeing the alien race who destroyed humanity, and the only way to survive the clave is to have teenagers pilot these giant mecha, as they're the only ones that can do it. And it's full of drama, tests, investigations, and trust, and above all, getting a robot. Blades in the Dark is the game that started it all, where it's a game of daring scoundrels who seek fortune. It's a robust game inspired by the Apocalypse engine, puts fiction first. It's a game of fast-planned crimes and character archetypes all revolve around assassinations, smugglers, and various other nefarious characters. The game writes itself. It's a sandbox game, right? You write your own adventure through character creation. The bonus collection, which I recommend you get, is quite funny. You have Chew, where chicken is outlawed. A bird flu. Fictional bird flu killed 100 million people. Chicken is now illegal. The US Food and Drug Administration is now the most powerful law enforcement on the planet, and their Special Crimes Division have you investigating food crimes like chicken trafficking, egg dealing, and frickin', where this is a chicken frog hybrid mutant that's horrible and delicious at the same time. Take a bite out of crime with fruity drama. Quite the hilarious game, I tell you. Now, Syntheside, Sharpness in the Dark, is survival in the galactic dark age. Basically, the P-Virus has humans under the rule of the synthetics and a tyrannical church. You and your Frederick Clue go to deal with the teeming world of threats, but you're the criminal organisation, second-class citizens, in a galaxy dominated by bigger criminals than you, such as the Synths and the Synthrax Church, a church of cybernetically enhanced humans fighting for their lives. So you're also fighting for your lives to earn enough food, money, and so it's a grim, dark cyberpunk adventure. Neon Black is basically another Antifa simulator, and action potential, pretty much scoundrels in the transhuman world, with an interesting concept of body swapping, where your persona is broadcast from one planet to another. You just basically go from body to body experiencing life. However, jumping has brought out a new kind of suffering, where beauty can be bought or stolen, workers can be forced to operate dangerous machinery without food or rest, and the megacorp's reach knows no bounds. Once again, this game is centered around criminals. All of them are. So you have body snatchers, Antifa, cyberpunk, and what's that name? I'm trying to think of it. It's a Steve Jackson conspiracy game, basically, But Chew is a very narrow focused on the Food and Drug Administration and hilarious food crimes like frickin'. All of this, of course, is brought to you by Future Fantasy, my Patreon, where I'm building a science fantasy adventure /world currently set around the wine system, although that may change. Thank you to everybody who supports the channel. You can join for free, get some free battle maps, get notifications, or if you pay, I think pay a few bucks just to support the channel, or if you seriously level up with the various membership options, recruit, you get early access to role-playing content. Squire, you help fund the artwork. And Knight, you double up and double thank you. And you can gift someone a membership, whether a month. I think it's only a month currently. Not sure. I haven't tried it yet. Alright. Next up, we have the Drive-Through RPG, the largest RPG download store. Links in the description below. Cluster Truck for Traveller. It's about space truckers. And the Esturi Custer. Now, trucking is a way of life, even if it ends with a trucker's wake. Corporate shipping lanes want to take over space lanes. The station is under blockade. Rigs impounded. The only thing left to do is hold awake for a way of life. Unless, my friends, get hard, get angry. Sorry, get angry, get hard. So, there's a complete campaign. I see your travellers take command of their own small craft, haul cargo, steal potatoes, covered in frozen beer, take part in history-making riot, uncover corporate skullduggery, smash a blockade, while confronting local law enforcement. Get down, get hard. It's a cluster truck of a situation. Next up, we have the 13th Age. For those who don't know the 13th Age, the 13th Age is a brilliant role-playing game where you campaign across 13 different ages of mankind. Every character has a unique thing that sets them apart from everyone else. Character backgrounds provide bonuses. You have fantasy archetypes such as the Archmage, Lich King, or Prince of Shadows, and each first level hero has introductions to conflict that shape the world. There's various combat rules. There's the handbooks, Gamemasters guide, the screen. There's a whole slew of supporting books to different ages. I actually have the 13th Age bundle. Can't remember them all. There's the Renaissance, the Golden Age of Sail, all the way up to the Golden Age of Sail. I think this is, I have most of this. This is, of course, new and updated bundle. This is, second edition. Thundercats has 28 days to go. It is fully funded. Oh, someone just joined. Right, so Thundercats Ho! It's all about Thundercats, the lore and history, role-playing in the Thundercats verse, taking on the various enemies. You can pledge $1 to support, but the core rulebook is $40, which is about 61 Australian pesos. And it has 121 backers at $40. This is the core rulebook, I think, in print. Then they've got limited edition alternative covers, leather bound, retailers packs. Yeah, so this is a success. Not as good as, but yeah, it's pretty good. Get over 1,000 backers these days is pretty good. But Thundercats, yeah, funded in 1 minute. Pretty good. Apocalypse is coming to an end within the next 24 hours. So by the time you see this, it's got less than a day to go. I've backed this pack. I got in early and got a discount. Still fully funded, though. You still got time to get the digital edition or print edition. But of course, there's a retailer pack and a pay it back pack. With the pay it back pack is basically for creators to basically create without any future royalties or licensing fees. Whether you've made products or will make products as part of a business, or have and been successful, consider backing them at $1,500. This is the third edition of the groundbreaking Apocalypse World Burned Over. Basically, 50 years ago, the world burned. Everything was set fire. Cities, nations, friends, families, identity, ideals, and ideas were all set on fire in a psychic maelstrom, and the winds still shriek. They and are never silent. Afraid, desperate, fighting for survival in a future where you have nothing but ruins of a world that was burnt over. There's hope to be found in the ruins. Coming to an end, though, this looks really interesting. This also is fully funded. This one was funded within 18 minutes. Like I said, it's coming to an end soon. Next is Toon, the cartoon role-playing game, 2nd edition, built on the original Toon characters and concept from Steve Jackson Games. Remember your Saturday morning cartoons? Well, they're back. You can be a panda, postman, policeman, possum, pterodactyl. Anything can happen. Nobody can get killed. You'll be punched out, blown up, steamrolled. Don't worry, you'll be back in the next scene for more. Simplified cartoon design, silly and sillier tables, and entry-level role-playing experience, and more. Your skills, that's tables, and plot points, how you create your character, and the powers, and the silliness. This is over on Applegate, not on... Yeah, this is on Applegate, not on Kickstarter. Thank you, everybody, for your time. I really appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate your support. But I really need your support to continue. I do have another book cover to prepare and a book to edit. And I also got books to write. I know I've got to do that as well. And thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And, of course, please support the channel. Now you can support me on Ko-Fi, Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. All my links are in the link tree, description below, in my profile, or scan the QR code on the screen. And once again, thank you. See you in the next video, and bye for now.